Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be talking about the Sonoma weekend for Cup and for the first time Xfinity Series, which is pretty exciting. But before we get into that, let's first talk about next week's race, which is Nashville for all three series, Cup, Xfinity, and the Truck Series. So Friday, June 27th will be practice and qualifying for the Truck Series. Both of them will be on FS1. Practice will be on 4 p.m. Eastern Time, while qualifying outside at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Then we have the Xfinity Series. That'll be at 5:35 p.m. Eastern Time, which be on USA and NBC Sports or Peacock. And at 6:30 p.m. also for practice for the Cup Series. That'll be also on USA and on Peacock. So Nashville will be the first race for NBC. I'm pretty excited to see how that goes. And then at 8 p.m. will be the Truck Series race for the running of the Rackley Roofing 200 at 8 p.m. That'll be on FS1, MRN, and Sirius XM. Saturday, June 24th will be qualifying, which will start at noon for the Xfinity Series, once again at on USA and Peacock, while 1 p.m. will be the Cup Series qualifying on USA, Peacock, PRN, and Sirius XM, and then later at 3:30 p.m. will be the Xfinity Series race for the running of the for the running of the Tennessee Lottery 250. That'll be on USA, Peacock, PRN, and Sirius XM. And then on Sunday, will be 7 p.m. will be the Cup Series race for the running of the Ally 400. That'll be on NBC, PRN, and Sirius XM. So with that out of the way, let's now talk about the Xfinity Series results. And the winner of the inaugural Xfinity Series race over at Sonoma was Eric Almirola. Then we got AJ Allmendinger, Kyle Larson, Ty Gibbs. Then we get the first Xfinity Series regular driver, that being Parker Kligerman. Then Cole Custer, Justin Allgaier, Austin Hill, Sammy Smith, and CMA around at the top 10. There you go, Sheldon Creed, Brent Moffitt, Daniel Hemrick, Chandler Smith, and Riley Herbst right out the top 15. Three drivers failed to qualify, that being Brendan Poole, Caden Honeycutt, or Marshall, it was Leland Honeyman, that's my bad, and Mason Philippi. And I mean, that also really happened. I mean, obviously, those just some classic spins. That obviously normally happens in Sonoma races. But there was actually a late caution that happened, I'm pretty sure around like lap 60, and that was from Jeffrey Earnhardt. He basically spun out before the hairpin, pretty sure turn 9 maybe, turn 10, I'm not really too sure, and hit the tie barriers on the outside. So that caused a pretty late yellow caution, and Suarez also got a restart violation as well from the restart. So it's just, yeah, I mean, it made stuff interesting. I'll say that, especially strategy and stuff, it made stuff interesting. I'm pretty sure like two drivers stayed out in that caution. One that was Suarez, and the other one that being Alex LeBay. It's just, other than that, just nothing else really happened in this race other than just a couple spins that really happened, and it's really, it was just a classic Sonoma race. And considering that this was also the first Xfinity Series race, it's kind of weird to say that Eric Almirola is the inaugural winner for the Xfinity Series for Sonoma. This is also as well RSS Racing's first win as an organization by Eric Almirola, who won the race. It's kind of it's basically when Cole Custer won for Essex Greenlight Racing over I think last year at California at Auto Club Speedway. It's basically the same thing now here at Sonoma for RSS Racing. Even though Ryan Sieg, he's been close many times of winning the race, he hasn't really been close here. So, yeah, congratulations to Eric Almirola. Obviously, the top four covers the Cup Series. Obviously, not really surprising there, to be honest. Larson obviously got pole. It was pretty competitive. I'll say that it was very competitive this race, especially with the Cup Series guys. But it was going to take a large toll for an Xfinity Series regular to really show up against the Cup Series guys. So yeah, it's like Bushwhackers pretty bad, but you can't really do anything really about it. But let's have a look at the yellow fishes outside of the top 15. There's Jonathan Nemechek. I'm pretty sure he spun out. Pretty sure at one point. Brandon Jones, I know he definitely spun out. Like classic Brandon Jones. Otherwise, Ty Dillon, he was filling in for Garrett Smith lead this race. He didn't really do well. There's Daniel Suarez, who had that black flag. Alex Labay in that fourth RSS Racing Ford. He did not pit along with Suarez in LA, caution from Jeffrey Earnhardt. Today's game, he had a transmission issue. Josh Williams was a suspension issue. Jeffrey Earnhardt was the lead with that accident. And Anthony Alfredo had a suspension issue, and Parker Reslab, who finished down in last place, also had a transmission issue. And have a look as well at the field to qualified drivers that have been Brennan Poole, Leland Honeyman, and Mason Philippi. So with that out of the way, let's now talk about the Cup Series results. The winner of the Sonoma race at the Cup Series is Martin Truex Jr. Then we got Kyle Busch, Joe Logano, Chris Buescher, Chase Elliott, AJ Allmendinger, Michael McDowell, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, and Ross Chastain ran out the top 10. Then we got Kevin Harvick, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Ryan Preece, William Byron, and Alex Bowman ran out the top 15. I'll be honest, not a lot of stuff really happened. One thing I will mention though, before the race, it was announced that Grant Enfinger was going to drive for Legacy Motor Clubs for Noah Gragson, because Gragson had a concussion when he wrecked at what was it? The last race. I can't remember what the last race was. Whoopsies. But crashed out there. I'm pretty sure Dover. No, not Dover. I can't remember what it was. Okay, it's too long. But Gragson, he was out due to a concussion. Hopefully, he'll come back in the next race at Nashville. And the other one I want to talk about is Denny Hamlin. Obviously, our pole sitter. He spun out and crashed on the front stretch. Not really good sign, especially when he won stage 1. He sounded the pole and he finished dead last in 36th place. Not the greatest for Hamlin. Apparently, so he was also the first driver to win the Busch Light Beer Pole Award, which I thought was stupid. There wasn't really any need for that. But yeah, Hamlin, it was just not a good time to be a Denny Hamlin fan in this race, especially since he crashed out. I think from leading and finished down in dead last, from first to 36th. No good day for Hamlin, but a very good day for his teammate Martin Truex Jr. for Joe Gibbs. Other than that, nothing else really happened. It was just classic Sonoma, just a lot of spins. Apparently, Josh Bilicki even called Ty Dillon a hack on Twitter, which is pretty interesting. But nothing really else. I mean, it was just nothing really happened. The broadcast apparently was pretty crap, and Mike Joy apparently was smoking something because he thought Truex was battling against Tony Stewart in the 2016 Sonoma race when it was actually Denny Hamlin. Okay, buddy. Let's now have a look at the other finishes outside of the top 15. Nothing really else to really mention. Denny Hamlin down in 36th place. I'm pretty sure the only driver to actually retire from this race. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure there's also Truex's 4th win at Sonoma, which basically means that now he's 2nd place behind Jeff Gordon, who I'm pretty sure has the most wins at Sonoma, which will be interesting. We'll see if he continues to race next year, and is he actually going to tie it or break that streak? Well, that record, we should say. So, with that out of the way, let's now talk about the Xfinity Series standings. Here are now the standings after Sonoma. Jonathan Nemechek is now 4 points in front of Austin Hill. Then we got Justin Allgaier, Cole Custer, Josh Berry, Chandler Smith, Sheldon Creed, Sammy Smith, Sam Mayer, Riley Herbst around the top 10. Then we got Doug Hemrick, Parker Kligerman, Brandon Jones, Jeb Burton, Brent Moffitt, Ryan Sieg, Parker Retzlaff, Kaz Grella, Jeremy Clements, and Ryan Truex ran out the top 20. Let's then have a look at the playoffs pictures right now. Nothing. I don't think nothing really changed. I mean, still in 7th place in the playoffs, was literally behind Nemechek, Hill, Allgaier, Custer, and both Smiths. I mean, Josh Berry plus 91 above the cut line. Then behind Jeb Burton, we have Sheldon Creed in 9th place plus 80 above the cut line. Sam Mayer plus 41 above the cut line. Riley Herbst plus 27, and Daniel Hemrick plus 18. The closest driver outside of the playoffs looking in is Parker Kligerman minus 18 below the cut line. Let's now have a look at the Cup Series standings. And for the Cup Series standings, Martin Truex Jr. now takes over the lead in the championship. Then we got William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Ross Chastain, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, Joe Logano, and Kyle Larson ran out the top 10. Then Chris Buescher, Brad Keselowski, Tyler Reddick, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Bubba Wallace, Alex Bowman, Daniel Suarez, Ty Gibbs, Mike McDowell, and AJ Allmendinger ran out the top 20. Here at the playoffs, obviously, Truex, he obviously now has his 2nd win, so I'm pretty sure now he has a pretty good cushion when it comes to playoff time. Behind Byron Truex, Busch, Blaney, and Larson in 6th place is Ross Chastain, plus 173 above the cut line. Then behind Hamlin, Logano, Bell, and Reddick, down in 11th place, Kevin Harvick, plus 172 above the cut line. Then behind Stenhouse, we got Brad Keselowski, plus 96 above the cut line. Chris Buescher, plus 102 above the cut line. Bob Wallace, plus 26 above the cut line. And Alex Bowman, plus 3 above the cut line. The closest driver is currently Daniel Suarez, minus 3 below the cut line. So that's really about it for me. Obviously, just a reminder that the next race will be at Nashville Superspeedway for the Cup, Xfinity, and the Truck Series. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys next time in the next one. Goodbye.